Yeah, but fuck Cincinnati.
Opening words.
Oh, like, seriously, man. Literally the worst.
Hey, after Harambe, I can say what I want.
Yeah, you got the right.
Harambe's not my president.
Oh man, Respawn Lounge just went live. Better check it out.
Whoa.
Hey, what's this cool broadcast here? It's I wonder what this is about. Yeah, fuck Cincinnati.
Can't believe we got the
He's
Freshie
talking about what I
44.
believe in.
The legendary.
Holy shit, the
one and
Freshie
only
44 is
Freshie
here?
44.
Oh man, it was embarrassing. I was trying to just remain low key here.
Oh no, I gotta tweet this out.
And I gotta fucking retweet it.
Beep boop.
Oh, Dan, here's that article about The Shining.
Oh yeah. Ooh, in addition to this, I actually have a video to show you, because you reminded me when you were talking about that. Or something on YouTube, and he has all sorts of like crazy conspiracy theories about all these different movies.
Good. Excellent.
He's the one that I was going to show you was obviously about The Shining, and he talks about how it's Kubrick revealing the global banking conspiracy to like destroy the gold standard.
Good.
And that's what The Shining's secretly about.
That article that I gave you was, I have a little note at the top, but it was
It's
published in, I'm not
1984.
sure if it's on there.
Written as a response to the release of the film on VHS.
Yes. So it talks a lot about how the edit of the film destroys the integrity of the movie because it just turns it into a stereotypical horror film where
Oh, like the VHS release of it?
yeah
Oh,
where
okay.
it talks about, and that's kind of where like the social issues come in, is that a lot of the reason that you can I think it's more of a drama than a horror film, but
Yeah.
it's because of the interactions that were cut because they weren't seen as super exciting. So it's all the stuff with Danny and Wendy and the doctor.
Oh,
And,
okay. The really like important
The really like
scenes.
interpersonal scenes where it really sets up the struggle that they have.
Yeah.
But it was cut because they just didn't have room on the tape.
Yeah.
So that's written as like a response to that, and it argues that the movie is about the nuclear family and how capitalism creates a cyclical, just like horrible mess of like abuse and anger, and it'll never end.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, cool. Very short too, like 2 pages.
Yeah.
I would love to read
Did
that.
the Freshie 44 just like your post, Casey?
What?
Whoa.
The Freshie 44 follows me on Twitter?
Oh
Whoa.
man!
Holy
That's
shit.
a great day.
Freshie, you don't follow Respawn Lounge on Twitter?
Yeah,
I
fucking
don't.
Respawn
I
Lounge.
don't think
Hate
so.
those guys.
They would say, oh wait, no, I don't follow you because I don't follow anybody on this account.
Yeah.
I will follow Luke. Just Luke.
Just Luke.
Just look.
Only Luke is allowed.
I don't even follow my co-host Dan on this account.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry, assholes.
Wait,
just
does
me.
Dan, does Dan even have a Twitter account?
Yeah.
I do. I never post anything on it.
Dan likes 1 in every 20 of my Twitter posts.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
Oh, I am
Pretty much.
following Respawn Lounge.
Ooh, thank you.
Huh.
Person who's like one of the 3 hosts now for Respawn Lounge.
Hey, that's a spoiler for next season.
Ooh.
Oh no.
We're not supposed to tell anybody yet.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're gonna cut this out. It's not like anyone listens to us.
Yeah, there's gotta be a whole plot where Rigo just battles everyone in our room to take the co-host
For
position.
supremacy.
Yeah.
Do we have to write a crappy skit about that too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm the semi-finalist. She just
Can we all
Go
like
up.
introduce ourselves with like our Pokemon trainer class, because I feel like that's
Sure.
the only way to start.
Sure, why not?
Pokemon trainer class?
Yeah.
I'm
Like-
sorry, I've only played like 2 Pokemon games. What are we talking about?
It'll
It's like
be like
youngster Dan.
yeah, or like
Dan.
mountain hiker, whatever.
Oh, okay,
No.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Dan can be black belt.
No.
Yeah.
Notify me.
He's gonna be
Never.
like,
Because I'm tired of my phone going off anytime anyone looks at my Twitter account.
Let's see.
Tell me when I get direct messages, that's all.
I don't even want to know if I get direct messages. I don't want anybody to talk to me on Twitter.
Also,
No, Dan's
stop
a Robo
emailing
lady.
me, Twitter.
Robo Lady Dan.
Pokemon trainer classes.
Bandana guy Casey.
Bandana guy. Duke Nukem.
Nuke Dukem.
Duke Nukem. Liquid dance.
This is a good conversation we're having here.
Yeah.
So Casey, what have you been up to for the past week?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm not allowed to spoil anything because it's all new stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We're not allowed to talk about. I don't want to talk about Pokemon spoilers because people might not actually want to hear those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
What? How's that? Poison Tongue Boy is a collab.
Poison Tongue Boy.
Please,
That's
Ten Boy.
me.
Well, I have been playing Titanfall 2. I finally caved, and despite it being on Origin, bought it. And I actually had a really good time with it, just playing the single-player campaign. I've been messing around with the multiplayer now, too, which is pretty fun, but very different
Neat.
than, like, you know, how the campaign plays.
I'm really tired.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I can
why
understand.
don't I want to talk about anything? Oh, I'm fucking exhausted. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sleeping in 3 days.
I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I've been mostly drunk for the past week.
I wonder
I want to
why.
be mostly
Yeah.
drunk. Hey Casey, do you want to go get drunk after this?
I can't feel my face.
Casey, it's fine. It's fine. Let's go.
It's fine.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Is Respawn Lounge family friendly? Am I allowed to curse?
Sure.
Yeah, you can curse.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're family friendly insofar as just like don't be like racist or something. That's my only
Okay.
rule.
No slurs.
Don't be dumb.
Be family friendly if you're assuming that the father of the family is me.
Okay.
So if I say it's okay, it's fine. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, like
Okay.
I don't
drink a
like
bottle of
that.
Everclear in a weekend.
Then that'd be Dead Rising 2.
No, you did not.
First, you get over here so we can pick you up on the mic.
Oh, I'm not.
Dan.
I'll be back. Hey, there we go. Okay.
Woo!
I dared to touch the microphone, so it exploded and disconnected. We're not using our Casey's fancy microphone. We're using the other one.
Nope. I woke up late for class and I had to dart out my door. And I tried to make an excuse when I got there and talked to my professor, and then I remembered that she has me added on Facebook, and I said I was going to be drinking last night.
Oh.
And I was just like, hey, sorry, something came up, and she's like, yeah, was it drinking a shitload? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
something came up 12 hours ago.
Mhm. That's how it goes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Emran, I didn't mean it.
Back to Dead Rising, Dan.
Yeah.
It's a very fun game, except for like one of the last few bosses.
Okay.
Because he just has a combo that if he hits you with it, you just go to 1 health. Doesn't matter if you're full health. You get hit once.
I didn't think I would hear Dead Rising and combos in the same sentence.
Yeah. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah. The final the final boss for like before you enter overtime mode, which is the true ending. Yeah, he's just like, if you try to hit him with a thing, it's like, nope. Throws your weapon out and just suplexes you.
I want to
That's harsh.
Yeah, so you got to use your actual like, sort of like fighting moves that like go against them. Like you just got to drop kick them
Yeah.
and stun them, and that doesn't even stun them half the time. Just like
Yeah. It's just hard.
yeah, and hitboxes in that game are weird.
Yeah. I mean, it is Dead Rising.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else have I been playing? Oh, I've also been playing. I'm playing Wolfenstein: The New Order again. Because playing Titanfall 2 got me into a bit of a kick, and also gotta be ready
Beating
to.
Titanfall 2 got
Yeah.
you kind of a kick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever played a new game that made me want to play a different older game before.
Yeah.
That I liked anyway. Because I played Final Fantasy 13 and been like, I could play a different one.
Well,
Okay.
when I played Chroma Squad, I wanted to play like Fire Emblem right after it.
Are those two that similar? I haven't gotten to play Chroma Squad since I bought
They're
it.
the same genre.
Anime?
Anime.
Anime.
Yeah.
Power Rangers anime, man.
Yeah.
Hentai.
I mean, it's Super Sentai, which is kind of
Yeah.
like anime.
Yeah. Kind of like anime.
Kinda.
Oh, yeah.
It is. It's
Yeah.
Kamen Rider's anime.
Yeah.
Might as well be.
I can see that. Let's see. I also finally finished Butcher, just that 2D sort of Doom-like. That was not a fart. That was just Casey's water bottle.
That's me being a fucking dweeb with my water bottle.
Yeah. Oh, and I got back into playing Dawn of War, the original RTS again.
Did you play Pokemon, Dan?
No, I did not.
Did you play the Pokemon franchise in preparation for this episode? Like
the
we
whole Pokemon
like we
franchise.
agreed.
Dan, have you played a Pokemon game?
Yeah.
one?
I played Blue, and I played. I can't remember if it's Crystal or Diamond. It's whichever one has Totodile.
Crystal.
It's Crystal.
Great. I played both.
I know
of
that's
them
not
on
funny to
occasion.
you, Dan, but it's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I understand. Because isn't one of them terrible?
One of them is also like made in 2007.
Yeah.
There's like a huge like
Huge.
Yeah.
huge
time difference there.
Yeah.
But Dan, you missed the most important one, Pokemon Puzzle League.
Yeah.
I beat that on expert.
Yeah.
No, Pokemon Rangers, best Pokemon game.
Okay.
You mean Conquest?
All right. Okay. I'm gonna have to kick you both off.
Pokemon.
I will not have this
Rangers
fucking heresy.
Guardian signs are really good.
I think you mean
Is that bad?
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon: Shadows of Almia, or was that a Pokemon
That's
Ranger game?
Pokemon Ranger game.
Okay, I meant Pokemon
One of
Sky.
3 Pokemon Ranger games. They're all really good, and I love them. And they're my horrible, deformed, messed up children.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Pokemon.
alright.
Guardian Signs was like one of the very first games that I 100% completed.
Yeah.
Like caught every Pokemon, did every side quest.
I guess I can tell the Pokemon Ranger story before we start officially
Okay.
about how Pokemon Ranger is the first video game that made me cry.
When?
Like out of frustration, or like
Yeah.
because you were sad.
Not the plot didn't make me like.
I
That's
know,
just
because
so.
like that game has a really shitty plot.
So
Drops around the Charizard. to stop
so
everything.
like
Yeah.
7-year-old Casey or 8-year-old Casey or something like that was playing Pokemon Ranger on his DS. His parents weren't home, so he was just letting loose all his like pent up childhood emotions while he played Pokemon Ranger.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't understand the strategy of it, because if you've never played Pokemon Ranger, what you do is you like circle a Pokemon a certain number of times without like breaking the chain of your frisbee.
Yeah.
Of your
It's a Beyblade, thank you.
So you have to like
Big
circle
difference.
them, and then they'll do an attack, and you have to like dart off to the side and like keep making circles and like come back and start circling it again to keep your combo going. So I was trying to catch, I think it was Salamence, and it would do like flamethrower or something every like couple of seconds, and I just could not. Young Casey couldn't figure out the strategy of just move the goddamn Beyblade up to the corner for a second. So I just spun really fucking fast. And he kept breaking it. I was just like, why? Just like crying and screaming. And eventually I just had this moment of zen where like just my tears washed away, and I was just like, it's time. And I just did it. And I was like, yeah, and spun so fast I broke my DS.
I remember like when I was a kid, I did have one problem with that game. Like, young me couldn't figure out. Oh wait, with the Steelix part, you're supposed to use dark. That's the thing that teaches you how to use the dark typing. Oh no! There's just so many dark type Pokemon. Maybe you should use a dark type. Nah.
I'm not playing games to learn.
Yeah.
I'm playing games to jump on mushrooms and eat things and drain their powers.
Reva, what have you been up to last week?
Suffering.
Cool.
No, okay, so, let's see. I'm starting Silent Hill, which is not good. I don't like the controls like at all, and I'm just like, crying. I've played like maybe 10 minutes of it because I just like, I can't do it.
So-
I forgot that it's like just,
Is it tank controls that you
yeah.
have an issue with?
yeah.
Okay. You might want to. I mean, you could always just go to Silent Hill 2, because they have like directional input instead of tank controls.
Mm-mm.
I like tank controls. I think
Yeah,
they're
because
really
you
cool
also
for how.
just- I mean, like,
Casey's shaking his head no.
Dan's just a tank in real life.
it's one of those things where like it would make sense, I guess. It's just I'm not used to playing games with tank controls, so like I'm having a lot of trouble like orienting myself with it.
Yeah.
And I'm also just like Silent Hill looks really cool, like with the fixed camera angles and everything, but they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think once you get used to it, it makes a lot of sense. Because, like, I don't know, like, I understand why people don't like using tank controls, but I really like the, like, really dramatic, like, fixed camera angles that, tank controls allow you to have.
Yeah, it's like, it looks really, really fucking cool. I just want somebody else to play it. Because I just don't want to deal with it. But I have to play it to get the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
'Cause
get the alien ending, the canon ending.
Well, I'm playing it because I'm writing a paper on either if the movie or the game does horror better, and like spoiler alert, neither. Just because the first Silent Hill movie pretty much follows the plot
Yeah.
for the
'Cause
most
it's,
part.
Yeah, because
It's not like Resident Evil, which just like fucking goes like
Which-
wherever it wants.
It
I
has
guess.
zombies, and there's the Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah.
I've
Chris
seen,
Redfield's in one of them.
full disclosure, I have seen all of the Resident Evil movies.
Which one's your favorite?
Probably the first one.
Not Degeneration.
Which one's? Oh,
It's the CG one with Leon.
no, I'm talking about the really bad ones.
Yeah, me too.
No, I actually haven't seen
You're talking about the
Generation.
The Mila Jovovich ones.
Yeah, Mia Jovovich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen all of the Mia Jovovich Resident Evil movies, and I have no regrets. As someone who's also seen every single one of the Saw movies.
Oh
We should
God,
watch
why,
Saw
Dan?
Soon.
No.
Yeah.
Why do you hate me?
Or
And
a good movie
Have
like
you seen
Scott
this?
Pilgrim.
Or a good movie. Yeah, I mean there
I can watch Scott Pilgrim in the 8th language now.
yeah,
I've seen it in every single language it's been released on.
Oh, nice.
I don't know why.
Scott Pilgrim's
Okay,
great.
okay.
Because it's really good. It's like one of the only times Nintendo's been like, yeah, sure, you can use
Yeah.
their stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Resident Evil. I'm sorry, not Resident Evil. Silent Hill 1 is really different than most of the rest of them.
Yeah, I've played Homecoming, and I have played some of 1. It's just been so long.
Yeah,
Homecoming was suffering.
Homecoming's real bad.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's because one's all about because I actually haven't seen the Silent Hill movies, but they follow the sort of it's not magic, it's a cult.
Yes, which is where
But it's not a psychological thing, it's a cult.
yeah, they're cults, but the imagery is supposed to be it's purposely it's sex oriented, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly, because of course it is, but
Yeah.
it's yeah,
I thought we weren't talking about Parasite Eve.
but yeah, it's a cult, and for whatever reason, I forget if they ever talk about it in the series or the movie as to why the town becomes hell. I think it's because they made a pact with the old gods, but it's yeah, it's a cult where they have to kill people, and that's
Old
why it
gods.
becomes all little garbagey,
Yeah.
So
and goes back and forth between
The two dimensions.
yeah. It's because it's the hill's been or Silent Hill's been cursed or whatever.
Yeah.
so those people who made Silent Hill worship Cthulhu.
Yeah, I mean
And with
it's-
that hell out of the way, it's now 6 o'clock.
Oh, it is.
So we're going to go ahead and get started today. Welcome to... What are we, Dan?
Respawn Lounge?
Yeah, that's right. Welcome to Respawn Lounge. I am your host, Rhyhorn Rider Casey. Joined by my co-host. I hope you're fucking ready.
What was that poison one?
Poison tongue. or
Poison tongue Dan.
Oh,
Poison
baby.
tongue boy Dan.
Poison tongue boy Dan.
Oh, baby.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah, horrible.
And...
Fun old man Reva.
And...
Baron Fresh.
Yeah, there
Nice.
we go. That works.
It's
Cool.
the Freshie 44.
It's
Oh no.
the Freshie 44
I'm not a Freshie 44. I'm Baron Fresh.
he's joining us on Respawn Lounge for the third or fourth time.
Second.
Was it? You were in Castlevania. You were on another one.
No, I wasn't. But only in
Well-
Pennsylvania.
Well, whatever.
We're also missing a Roma Lady Bindi.
Yeah, we have one, maybe two people who may or may not be joining us, but that's fine. We're gonna get started anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them.
So this week, I'm inspired because in 8 days from now, Pokemon Sun and Moon come out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm a big old fan of Pokemon. I've been playing it since I was, like 5. Yeah, the first video game that like I personally owned and wasn't just like shared by my parents or something was Pokemon Crystal, when I got a Game Boy Advance SP and that game, and a shitty Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Good.
But mostly Pokemon Crystal, and I thought it was fucking awesome. And ever since then, I've just really loved the series. I watched the show, I played the card game for a bit. I've played competitive Pokemon for going on 4 years now, and I'm pretty gosh dang good at that too. So, everybody's talking about Pokemon right now. You can type Pokemon on YouTube and get probably 20 or 30 videos about Pokemon.
At
Oh,
least.
yeah.
So, we're gonna take a little bit of a different spin on this, and we're gonna look back at the franchise a little bit, and we're gonna talk about the creative influences that have gone into Pokemon. So we're gonna talk about the creative minds. We're gonna talk about kind of the thematic purpose of each generation, and we're gonna talk about some of our favorite Pokemon and maybe what inspired them to be designed the way they are that you might not be aware of.
Yeah.
So, does everyone else play Pokemon?
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone here has heard of Pokemon, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, everybody here is Pokemon.
I mean, I don't.
We're between the ages of nothing and 100.
Yeah. Pokemon is just 4 months older than me. It's been around my whole life. Yeah. Pokemon came out in February, and I was first released in June. So, June of '96.
We have a HD remake coming out.
Yes.
Yeah, soon, hopefully. I'm really tired of the gluten problems.
That's a bug fix. Well, they couldn't patch games in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah,
HD
yeah.
now accessible with more food.
Yeah.
More food.
Please. I remember Pokemon was one of the first games that I ended up beating. It's between that and Ocarina of Time. I don't remember which one I ended up beating first, but I didn't have my own copy of either of those games. I played all of Pokemon Emerald on my Game Boy Advance, the little pink one with a huge battery pack in it, a rechargeable battery pack, and it was my cousin's copy, and he had a bunch of level 100 Pokemon on his save file, and I wasn't allowed to save over his file, so I had to play the entirety of Pokemon Emerald without saving.
Ooh, boy. How'd that go?
Terribly. It went very, very terribly.
Yeah.
Well, assuming you're not a 7-year-old child, that can be done in maybe 15-20 hours, which is short for an RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you just as a child with infinite free time, you could probably do that in 2 or 3 days.
It was my first Pokemon game, so I had no idea what I was supposed to do. And we had dial-up internet for the longest time, so I couldn't look anything up either. So I went in blind, and I just remember being very frustrated all the time because I didn't understand type matchups, and I didn't understand them until I was 15.
Yeah, I just didn't know that was a thing beyond the basic elements.
Yeah, it's
as a kid.
yeah, one of my favorite awkward zombie comics is the one about how people remember the type matchups, where it's rock versus flying, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone or whatever, and then it's I can't remember what the last one is, but it's have you ever tried to punch a bird? I think and, fighting.
Oh, because flying resists fighting.
Yeah, have you ever tried to punch a bird? So that definitely as soon as I found that, I was oh, I get it now.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also love all the goofy Pokemon spin-offs, Pokemon Ranger. Love Pokemon Ranger.
Canonically.
Oh man.
It's in the
Yeah.
canon.
I hope they make another one eventually.
So, since we're talking about designs, I'm gonna defy my heart, and I'm only going to talk about Pokemon in the context of what they look like, and it can get a little bit further than that even, because
I'm not ready.
there's a little bit to know about Pokemon based on their movesets or their abilities that provides a little more insight to the creative nature of them. So, that being said, I want to talk about the 3, in my opinion, most important artists for Pokemon. And the first one is the name that most people know if they talk about this kind of thing is Ken Sugimori, who was a friend and the Pokemon co-creator. He was the friend of Satoshi Tajiri, who is the namesake of the Japanese name for Ash, Satoshi. He was the original Pokemon artist. The character Tracy Sketchit from the TV show is based on him more than likely. And he's known for having drawn the Bulbasaur line of Pokemon, the Ghastly line, Execute, Pichu line, Torchic, Rotom, a lot of the like kind of more simplistic looking Pokemon. His favorite Pokemon is Gengar, and his least favorite is Venusaur, which is interesting because he drew it. The next person I want to talk about is Atsuko Nishida, who is was the primary character designer of Generation 1. Notably, she designed all of the Eevee evolutions up to modern day, so including Sylveon, including Embryon and Espeon and Leafeon and Glaceon. She also drew the Charmander and Squirtle lines, the Cinccino line, and the Zora line. So kind of more the like fluffier, kind of cuter Pokemon in general. And finally, James Turner, who was the first and, as far as I know, only Westerner to design official Pokemon. He was a British graphic designer who got his start in Generation 5, drawing the Vanillite line, the Golett line, Vullaby, and Phantup from Gen 6. And his favorite Pokemon is Deoxys, which I think is interesting. I really like Deoxys too.
Yeah.
So, are you going to be joining us, Jordan? Or are you just sitting here?
I'm just sitting here.
Okay.
I'll make a snide comment every 5 minutes or so.
Okay. If you do it loudly so we can hear you because we don't have the good mic. So, what are your thoughts on just like the creativity of Pokemon as far as like character designs and such?
So, sure.
No, Dan, you started.
Okay.
Go. Say your things.
So I haven't played that many Pokemon games. But I watched. I mean, I've played Blue and. Wait, do we decide it was
Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah.
Not Diamond.
Not Diamond, because Diamond was
The
2007.
Crystal.
I can't. My memory is not that great of the way back wins. But anyway, so I played those two when I was a kid, and I watched the anime for like a really long time. And I always loved all the characters and all the Pokemon in Pokemon. I thought all the designs that I saw as a child were like really cool to me.
All of them, Dan?
All of them.
I loved all the Pokemon.
All
as a child.
of them.
Every single one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you
Dan,
join
answer
Celebrate?
carefully.
As a young impressionable child who was too positive to feel negative about anything.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Mhm.
We'll talk about this later.
Okay. Because I was only around for like the first bit of Pokemon for the most part. All the Pokemon that I saw, I really liked. I remember like
All of them.
yeah. I liked all of Gen 1 that I saw, which I guess didn't really include Jinx because she wasn't in the anime.
I think she was only in a Christmas special that got redacted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have to feel retroactively bad about that. Yeah, I think that's most
So,
of my...
well, hold on.
yeah.
You said that you were only around for the beginning of Pokemon, but you said you watched it a lot. So did you just like rewatch Gen 1 episodes all the time?
Pretty much. I mean, like, I watched anything that was, like, Gen 1, and then I watched... when I say a long time, I mean, I watched, like... I think I watched, like, all of Gen 1, and then I watched part of Gen 2 and on.
Yeah,
So,
not
not
a
actually-
whole lot. That's like
Yeah,
what they're on
okay.
season
Well,
20.
okay, but like, a couple years worth of episodes probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was a large part of my childhood.
Okay.
Look, I like a lot of the designs of there. Again, Pokemon has some very simple ones like Seal. It's a seal,
Yeah.
and just things with eyes like Pinecone. It's a pinecone with eyes.
That explodes.
Exactly. But I think they have like a lot of cool designs. Like you have your cutesy ones, you have your ones that look really cool, and then
Your
like,
furry bait.
Yeah.
I was
Plenty of
I
that.
was avoiding that one. But in general, I think there's more creative than the ones who are just seals and pinecones.
Well, I hate you because I love Seal, and I think he's adorable. He's got his little tongue hanging out, and I think that's great. I have a greater affinity for older Pokemon designs. Specifically, Generation 2 is my favorite because I really like kind of the mono color scheme that a lot of them have. Like Charizard he's blue and he's orange and he's yellow, but like Meganium's like just green with like a little bit of red.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Gen 2 Pokemon are like that. Whereas I think, as much as I do like every generation of Pokemon to at least some extent, I think the later ones are like kind of over-designed. Generation 5 just has like too much is going on. To compare, a lot of the reason why I like Dragon Quest is because it's got very simplistic designs. A lot of like not like folds in clothing and like bulging muscles are the only lines you're going to see that aren't facial features. And that's something that I really liked about kind of the design philosophy of the old Pokemon games that's kind of lost in the newer ones.
Yeah, it definitely, you can tell that the technology's gotten a lot better just because they're able to like have all these like super cool tiny little details, and I think that's part of the reason why like some of the new Pokemon feel over-designed is because they're like, oh, we can do all those like crazy cool shit now, and just slap all this stuff on there that doesn't necessarily need to be. Whereas when you work with a pixel limit, you gotta really
like Garchomp is a cool Pokemon, but he's got like fucking jet turbines on his face, and he's got scythes for arms, and I don't know. There's just a lot going on, and while I do appreciate that because it is it's very inspired, I do have a soft spot for the more simplistic ones of like Charizard and such.
I'm a little bit different. I actually like some of those things that you call over design. Again, I kind of skipped Gen 2. I didn't get back into Pokemon until like Generation 3, so my memories are of Pokemon that are a little bit what you can say was a little bit over designed, like all the line work that's on Groudon or Kyogre. Some of you might say that's a little bit over designed, but I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think there is room to like them all because I do like Groudon and Kyogre. I still like them too. I don't know. I tend to like Pokemon that also aren't good Pokemon too. So like
Delibird.
Yeah, I like Delibird. But I do tend to like the smaller, cuter Pokemon. Like I like Minccino a lot. I think Stunfisk is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's overhated.
So what we did was I sent everyone to do homework to look up 5-ish Pokemon and just become like really familiar with their designs. See if there's anything more to it than say like Charmander's just a lizard who breathes fire, which I think actually is the case for Charmander. But
yeah.
But even Charmander is based on a salamander, which is a like kind of a mythological like reptilian that breathes fire. So it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I wish salamanders existed.
Yeah. Well, obviously there's a difference between the real salamanders who don't breathe fire.
What are you talking about?
So yeah, I guess let's go around, or do you have anything else to talk about before we just kind of jump into talking about our mons?
No, not particular.
love my moms.
My mom.
Okay.
My
Moms.
mom.
So we'll just go in a circle. We'll talk about one at a time, and we'll see how that goes. Because I've got quite a few I could talk about, but I probably won't use them all. So we'll start with Dan.
Okay, so I looked up a few. I think I ended up getting 6 because some of them weren't really that interesting. So the first one I looked up was Snorlax. Well, actually, no, the first one I looked up was Totodile because Totodile's my favorite Pokemon. Totodile was my starter, obviously. But it's not too complicated. Totodile's pretty much just a baby crocodile. There's not too much that goes into that. Like the names in each language pretty much just mean crocodile to some degree. I still, despite there not really being that much to Totodile's design, I still really love it though. I think
He's really cute.
Oh yeah, has a giant mouth. Apparently he's classified as a big jaw Pokemon.
I have a weird random memory of Totodile in a Pokemon channel, where one of the news networks will say that Totodile like locked his jaw out of place while eating an apple or something. And as a child, I didn't know what that meant. I thought his jaw unhinged and came apart, and I was just like, "Holy shit, Totodile, are you okay?"
All right, buddy.
Let's see. One of the other ones I looked up was one of the other less interesting ones I looked up was Snorlax. which is just functionally a hibernating bear. I thought it was sort of interesting that the Japanese name was a alternate reading for the word sleep.
Really? What's the Japanese name?
Kabigon.
Okay.
And in other languages, it like reads similar to like relax or sleep. Like in German, it's relaxo, which means relax.
Oh shit, really?
Whoa.
Cool. So what do you got, Freshie?
I'm starting with one of my favorite as well, Gengar, because
Nice.
just like everyone else, apparently. I
Yeah.
love Gengar.
You are Ken Sugimori.
Yeah. It's classified as a shadow Pokemon, and I really like it this design because it does look like a shadow, and there's the debunked rumor that it's the shadow of Clefable, and if you look at it, they're very similar in design, and I think that's like a cool little tidbit that wasn't like planned, but it's
Not,
sort
not
of there.
intentional, but still pretty neat.
Yeah, because it looks like an actual shadow of some Pokemon.
Okay. Is there anything else that goes into Gengar?
If we want to
seem
talk about its
remember
Mega,
more. Sure.
yeah, it again is Mega again looks like a shadow, and I sort of like how it's like kind of demonic and such.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems to kind of derive a little bit from like trapping people and like
Right.
being the monster under your bed kind of thing with its ability Shadow Tag. And in Gen 1, it's unique, or not unique, but like kind of signature moves were like Hypnosis and Dream Eater and stuff like that.
Right.
One of the ones that I have is Beheeyem, which is a Pokemon from Generation 5. It's a psychic type that looks kind of like a UFO. It's based on aliens, and it's, if I recall in the anime even, it like flies around and like makes a little like voo 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 effects like UFOs do in pop culture. But something that stands out to me about it is that despite it like not having wings or being a bird in the slightest, it has access to the TM for Steel Wing. And I believe that's because it's TM51 as an allusion to Area 51.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What's up?
What you up to?
Oh, I'm remembering every Pokemon that whose name I forgot for 10 seconds. One of my favorite Pokemon is Gulpin.
Really?
Yeah. And I like Gulpin purely because he's cute.
He is kind of cute.
Fucking hate using Gulpin because I don't like to use poison types.
It's such a dumb face.
I know, he's so good. And then Swalot is really good too. But
I like how Swallow has a little twiddly mustache.
yeah, he's fancy. But Gulpin is a poison type, and his design is there's no confirmation. There's never really any confirmation on Pokemon, but it's could be based off of a gallbladder, which is
Interesting.
yeah, the part of your insides that has the gastric acid in it. So it's a case of, I guess,
Or he's the Pringles man.
yeah, or he's the Pringles man. But it would be a case of the, I guess, the source material influencing the final product, Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sure.
yeah, because gastric acid is not fun. It's very
Yeah.
not good if it's not in the right place.
Yeah.
And if
it's
I recall, his
pretty great
moveset
where it is.
includes such things as Stockpile and Spit Up. And,
Yeah, his yeah.
I think he even has an attack called Gastro Acid.
Probably. I know that
Interesting.
Stockpile and Spit Up are two of his moves because I hate them whenever
Yeah.
I hate to fight Gulpin because first of all he's my beautiful child.
He's a
And
beautiful child throwing up on you.
yeah, and then Stockpile can do some damage if you're not.
If you throw up and spit it on Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's fucking gross. You're weird.
yeah, it's nasty.
Can I
But-
gain shame?
Leave me alone. Gulpin is my perfect little baby boy.
So back to me.
Sure.
So I also did Haunter, which was one of my other favorites. I think it's my favorite from Gen 1. But Haunter is actually based off of, supposedly, a ghost from Filipino mythology named the Dila, which is a spirit that passes through walls and licks people to death.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck's your backstory, Freshie.
Yeah. You won that to me, Dan. How could you?
And apparently Dila translates to the tongue. which makes
The
sense.
time. Yeah. Cool. I like that. That's actually really clever.
Yeah.
Fresh.
My next Pokemon is one of my favorites from Gen 6, Clawitzer. Which, what?
Go ahead. I'm just saying it because I like it.
It's based off of Snapping Shrimp, which is in nature has an oversized claw which you use to actually expel a powerful blast to catch a spray, like stun it and then.
Yeah, if I remember, it snaps its claws so quickly that it causes like a supernova, basically.
Yeah.
It's like as hot as the sun.
And that's why I really like the idea that
Yeah.
its ability is Mega Launcher.
Yeah, and he learns like Aura Sphere and Water Pulse and stuff like that.
So it's a mantis shrimp.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
mantis shrimp that
Mantis
has
shrimp.
a cannon for an arm, pretty much.
Yeah.
And its name is pretty much a combination of claw and howitzer.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and also I promise everyone, we're not just gonna rattle off Pokemon in details. I've got plenty more to talk about. But I want to talk about one of the newer Pokemon, the third evolution starter of Litten. It's called Incineroar. A lot of people were really upset about this Pokemon because it doesn't really look like its preceding evolutionary forms. It's bipedal. It looks like it's a firefighting type again. It's all big and muscly. But actually,
It's the best.
I think it's one of the most cleverly designed Pokemon ever. So it's in the Pokédex. It says that its species is the heel Pokemon, which is a wrestling joke. A heel refers to kind of like the villains in WWE like lore, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's stuff like the Undertaker and
Show from time to time.
yeah, Big Show or like Sting. So he's supposed to be the like hated, like boo, we hate this guy for CM Punk and John Cena to beat up on. So that's the reason why he's a dark type and not a fighting type, is because it's supposed to be a bait and switch for everyone to like, oh, that's stupid, and they want you to hate Incineroar because that's the theme of his like WWE inspiration, like that kind of character, and I think that's really awesome. Also, his hidden ability is Intimidate, which is appropriate, and he has a unique move called Darkest Lariat, which a lariat is a wrestling move where you just like take your arm out and you just run at somebody at full speed and just take them out with it. Also, I like the name Darkest Lariat because it implies that there are other less dark lariats.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the lariat?
Okie doke.
I guess since we're talking about Pokemon and like the
Yeah.
designs and everything, you've got to talk about Kadabra and
Oh, yeah.
everything with Yuri Geller.
Oh,
where, yeah. I was doing a basic refresher course on the discourse surrounding Kadabra. Yeah, and I guess if you don't know, if you've never seen Kadabra before, why are you here? But Kadabra was Gen 1, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's evolves from Abra Kadabra and then Alakazam because haha magic, and it's a psychic Pokemon that is holding a spoon in one hand, and then has like a star on his tummy or a star on his forehead and like some other stuff on his tummy, but he is the Pokemon Company got sued by a guy called Yuri Geller, and he's a psychic who claims he can bend spoons with his mind. And he was claiming that Kadabra was based off of him, and that he didn't give the Pokemon Company he didn't let them use his likeness, quote unquote, in the games and everything. And because of it, Kadabra's like pretty much been erased from the Pokemon. Yeah.
There hasn't been an anime episode since like forever.
He
And
hasn't.
if I recall, they even stopped printing his cards for a while.
He hasn't been on
He
a
hasn't been on a
card
card.
since 2003.
Oh wow.
And he hasn't been in the anime since 2006. He did have a very brief cameo in like one of the newer movies.
Yeah, it was stand out mainly because one of the trainers that you work with in that game had a Kadabra, so
Yeah.
they couldn't retcon that.
So they like panned over it. And if your Pokemon is holding an Everstone, it won't evolve. And one of the only ways the only way to get Alakazam from Kadabra is to trade it, and that's when it evolves. But because of the problems with Yuri Geller, even if a Kadabra is holding an Everstone and you trade it, it'll still evolve because they just can't get rid of the evolution. It's in the game, but they're trying to gloss over it as much as
I
possible.
just had a flashback to the Haunter training that had Everstone.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
In one of the Pokemon games, in order to evolve both Kadabra and Haunter, you have to trade it to another player. And in one of those games, someone will trade you a Haunter, and the impression is like, oh shit, I get a Gengar, but it's holding an Everstone, so it doesn't evolve when they trade it to
She
you.
even makes the joke like, huh, bet you were expecting a Gengar. It's like, yeah, I was.
Thanks.
Guess I gotta burn down a house.
Yeah. So, and it's, yeah, the evolution thing I think started in Gen 4. When I guess trading became a lot easier, you didn't have to like manually link your Game Boys together with some cable that you begged your mom to buy you at a GameStop for $15. But yeah.
So, I want to stop us here talking about just individual Pokemon designs. And I actually want to, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but do you know anything about the themes of each region?
Yes.
Yeah, kinda.
A little bit.
Vaguely.
Yeah. So, Kanto, well, okay, to preface, each generation of Pokemon is like kind of loosely based on a theme, which identifies how they design each Pokemon. Also, like the region itself, how its infrastructure is, how the characters interact with the world, and things like that. They all have kind of a loose overarching theme. So, Kanto, the first generation, is based on the concept of genetics. So that's where we get things like a plant hybrid dinosaur thing.
Right.
We also have the entire backstory about the Cinnabar Mansion, where they like found Mew and like messed with its embryo to create Mewtwo and things like that.
And all those fellow spirits became Dittos.
Yeah, well, that's the fan theory anyway. But yeah, so a lot of Generation 1 is based on the idea that these are monsters and not animals that have been like scientists taken to them and changed them in some ways. And even in the original anime, you would periodically see actual just normal ass animals. Like they go to an aquarium in one episode and there's just some normal fish swimming around, not Goldines or Sea Kings or Staryus or whatever. And they eventually phased that out. Like I'm pretty sure as of the past like 10 years, they've ceased to use real animals in Pokemon in any way. The second generation Johto is based on the concept of purity, which is why each of the starters through all of their evolutionary lines are all a single type. That's why a lot of them are kind of single colored. That's why most of the Pokemon are like, quote, normal animals. Normal as opposed to like giant rock snakes and exploding palm trees. Hoenn is based on nature, very vaguely. It has the entire theme of its legendaries being like land versus sea versus sky. Fortree City is humans living in harmony with nature by building their houses among the treetops. It's got the 3 golems, and it focuses a lot on kind of symbiotic relationships between humans and the Pokemon. We see the Safari Zone has been changed for trainers to use Pokeblocks to try and catch Pokemon rather than chucking rocks in their faces.
Yeah, just throw fucking
What? Well, that was bad?
Sinnoh, the 4th generation, is based on religion and mythology. So you have kind of the creation myth going on with Arceus, the quote god of Pokemon. You've got the Pokemon that represents like matter, antimatter, time, space. You have the 3 sprites that represents human emotions.
Yeah, Sinnoh had a lot of like legendaries. Now that I think about it,
It had I think
Gen 5?
6. It was either 13 or 16 legendaries.
That's a lot.
it's a
Yeah.
lot.
As opposed to
most of them
generate-
are like low level, like mid tier.
Well, yeah, it's got like four like super powerful legendaries, and then like Darkrai Shaman, Manaphy, Theon, and then the sprites, and then
Because you
Cresselia.
had your Dialga, Palkia, Arceus, and then
Yeah.
like tier beneath that. and then
It
tier
had
beneath
a it had a boatload. I'm pretty positive it has the most.
No, I think Gen 5 had the most.
I don't think so,
I can check.
because Gen 5 had the Genie Trio.
I forgot Cresselia even existed.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just look it up. But yeah, so Sinnoh also has Torterra, who's based on the World Tree myth. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, the idea that like we're all just like Earth is just the back of a turtle.
Yeah.
And then we also have Unova, which is the 5th generation, which is based on human-environment dichotomy. As far as like, rather than Hoenn being based on humans living symbiotically with nature, Unova is based on the impact that humans have on nature. So that's where you get Trubbish being a Pokemon that's actually a literal garbage bag who is just like merged with toxic waste and became a sentient creature.
I love
Okay,
my horrible
checked.
garbage son.
I am incorrect. There's only 9 legendaries yet in Gen 5.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
By the way, is there an explanation for why Garbage became a Pokemon?
Nope.
Because he's my perfect
Evolution,
son.
Dan.
It's
Nope.
because in Unova they were very much trying to give it like a big city feel, so it would make sense like to have an
Right.
urban quote
Yeah.
unquote
I mean, like,
Pokemon.
But like,
It's
is it
literally
literally a, like it's
Yeah.
literally garbage? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see the problem. Grimer's just literal pollution.
I mean, like that's
There's no
that's
like
less like
in universe. I think it's just like a mutation that happened because of like all the just.
How
Yeah.
does he reproduce?
So when a mommy Trubbish and a daddy Trubbish put their empty trash cans in each
Or
other.
You
when
mean
a
Governors.
mommy Trubbish and a dad Ditto.
Daddy Ditto.
A parent Ditto. Ditto's genderless.
Gen 5 Unova also has you see Swanna having to like relocate to live on what's like effectively like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
And you have the like Guardian 4 legendaries Kobalion, Verzion, and Terrakion and Keldeo are like the 3 Musketeers and also their like weird child who are defending the world from human interaction.
And devastation.
Yeah, to unite
All
whatever.
peoples. Yep.
And second most interestingly to me is Kalos, which is based on very broadly fantasy. It introduces the fairy type. It has a sword Pokemon, and the Elite Four has this really interesting theme where,
Cool as fuck.
yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
So it's you fight the Fire Elite Four member, which is like the forging of the sword, and then you fight the Water, who's like cooling it to quell the blade down, and then Steel is the sword itself, and then you use that to fight the dragon, who's the 4th member,
Yeah.
which is all really cool. And then the champion Diantha uses. She doesn't really actually use fairy Pokemon, but she's very inspired by the fairy design.
Mm-hmm.
Remega's fairy.
Yeah, her Mega is Mega Gardevoir, which is a fairy. So she is supposed to be kind of the like once you've slain the dragon, she's the princess or queen that you rescue or whatever,
and
But she's trying to kick
and
your
kick
ass.
her shit in
yeah.
and steal her spot as princess.
I'm the princess now.
Yeah, she was one of my favorite champions, just like in design, but also just like how she relates to the plot. Where she's like this super like popular like actress in the Pokemon universe, and then
I thought she was a fashion.
She's an actress in like fashionista.
Okay.
yeah, and then
She's a Japanese pop idol.
Okay.
yeah, and then like you don't know that she's like the champion until you like
She's totally not.
Yeah, you pop in and you're like, whoa.
yeah you're like
And she's also buddy with Lysander.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then Lysander just loses it.
And then Lysander tries to explode the world with. Okay. In Gen 6, the 2 Pokemon represent life and death. I understand in Y how he uses the death Pokemon to create a death beam. In X, does he just use the life Pokemon to life everyone to death or what?
Yes.
I think the explanation they use is that it's just the raw like energy of life is what they're using.
Yeah.
To
You
kill everyone.
got power to death cannon somehow.
Sure.
Look,
I guess.
Look, Xerneas is a fucking magic deer. He's
just a
cool as
cancer
shit.
gun?
Yeah,
Yes, it's a
yeah,
cancer
it's
gun.
a cancer gun. Casey, everybody
Sure.
gets cancer.
My mistake. I'm
So
sorry.
it's like when Goku makes a spirit beam, but he sucks up too much energy and everything dies.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
no, but Xerneas is cool as shit.
Also, yeah, Xerneas is also based on the same legend that Princess Mononoke's like deer is.
Yeah,
I can't remember who that is though.
I don't know.
Somebody look that up.
Dan, go.
Dan.
Dan, you're the Googlist.
Give me those words again. 'cause I
Princess
don't know.
Mononoke.
Dan, you're the only
Princess
one straight in front of a
Mononoke
laptop.
deer monster.
Oh, okay.
Dear monster. Those exact words, Dad.
Dan's
And
the only one in front of a laptop right now.
yeah, only Dan has a computer in front of
Only.
him as we speak. Not literally all of us. So, Gen 7 Alola is obviously the region is based on.
I'm hype as hell for
WWE.
Alola.
Yeah, well, everyone but Dan, I guess, is excited for Alola.
We'll force you to buy it, Dan.
I'm just really excited for just like I'm in love with just like Polynesian aesthetics
Mm-hmm.
and everything, and I'm really glad that like just there's only been like one Pokemon design that I've hated so far. Well, two.
Is that it?
Yes, it's the fish and then Garfield.
I love Garfield.
Garfield.
Everyone loves him, and he's very
Pokemon
selective.
minus Garfield.
So, Gen 7 is, at least it appears to me, without having played the game, just from the Pokemon designs and what I've seen so far, appears to be based on the concept of alchemy.
All right.
All right.
So we have
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
at least one synthetic Pokemon in type Null,
Oh yeah.
and we have like presumably syntheticism of some kind with the Ultra Beasts.
Right.
And literal aliens.
Yeah, and aliens. We also have the legendary Pokemon Solgaleo, who is obviously based on Galileo Galilei, who is the... Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It sounds too weird. Who was an Italian like astronomer, physicist, blah, etc. But he led the scientific revolution of the 17th century, which kind of led to the idea of like ceasing the idea of like magic and leading more into using science, which is kind of like the pre-modern interpretation of what alchemy is. We also have what appears to be a Pokemon based on the Philosopher's Stone, and I think Morgiana is the name of that Pokemon, that legendary that was in a movie.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, something like that.
That sounds right, because then that would I don't know. That sounds like
So does this progression make the chronological order be 2, 4, 5, 3, 1?
No?
Did
Why?
you just want the name of the deer god from?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Shishigami.
Okay. I think that is actually the name of the...
Oh,
This.
Yeah. Magiarna?
Magiarna?
Magiarna? Something like that?
that sounds.
That sounds alchemy-ish. I feel like I've read
Yeah.
that in like a
I
fantasy
would,
book.
Yeah, it sounds like something that would be like with like possibly Merlin
Mhm.
or like or I kept thinking about Morgan from Dragon Age
Oh, yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Who's also like into the very witchy
Mm-hmm.
dark arts and everything, and also just not wearing like a real shirt.
Just not wearing a real
Not
shirt.
wearing-
It's part
Yeah.
of
Much,
She wears
much
a bra
like this
and an
Pokemon.
infinity scarf.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, this isn't my Dragon Age fan cast. That's later.
After dark.
Yeah, so that's all the generations and what, at least my interpretation of what their themes are. Because when you're creating like 100 some odd Pokemon every generation, you have to have some kind of branching idea that you're going to base them all on.
Yeah, you can't just sit down and be like, let's just go, let's go.
Or
let's
you
go."
can just make Pistol Shrimp, which
Yeah.
is cool too.
Dude, Pistol Shrimp's awesome.
Yeah, I love Pokemon so much.
Does anybody else have any like kind of interesting tidbits they've noticed about Pokemon designs?
I mean, like, a lot of the legendaries are based very heavily in like religions, like,
Right.
specifically like Shintoism, because that's like
Yeah.
one of the two religions in Japan for the most part.
Gen 3 is pretty much Hebrew.
Which was really funny because at the time a Christian group was like lobbying like Pokemon's anti-Christian, and they're like, no, they're not.
That's-
Even during like the one where it's heavily, this is Jewish culture.
Yeah, I feel like that's a topic for another day,
Yeah.
is talking about activism groups.
Yeah.
So we'll get around to that too. Right now there's some political discourse in America at the moment, and I kind of just want to talk about Pokemon. So
What are you talking about?
Yeah, a lot of it is based on like religion or just like even various Japanese
Yeah.
myths. Like the big one that everybody knows is the one with like Magikarp and Gyarados, where Magikarp is based off of the
those are the ones that are based on Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And how Bruce Lee died and became Jackie Chan.
How Bruce Lee swam up a waterfall
Yeah, how Bruce Lee.
and became a dragon named Jackie Chan.
Yeah, and they made a really good animated series, The Adventures of Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's based off of the legend of the carp,
The
Magikarp,
legend of the carp.
that went up a waterfall and became a dragon. And that's why, like in Pokemon Snap, if you like throw the apple at the Magikarp and knock it into the waterfall, it'll pop out as Gyarados.
That seems kind of cheating, because the idea is that it's supposed to like persevere and ultimately get up. If you just shove his ass in the waterfall,
Yeah.
Can you imagine just like having a bucket of them, just like
Just throw them all and just.
No, you just like throw it on top of the waterfall.
That one
Gyarados
kid who's sitting on
now.
the pier with 6 Magikarps finds this waterfall.
The time has come.
The chosen
Whatever
one has
force
come.
elevated Magikarp just says, "Rules is rules." Makes a Gyarados.
Yeah, it's one of those things like where until I had looked up really or like looked into the mysticism behind Pokemon, it was just one of those things where I thought it was just some cool thing where like Magikarp is pretty useless for most of its life.
Yeah.
So I thought it was like a reference to like, oh well, if you work like super hard, you're gonna get this fucking sick ass Pokemon.
No,
'Cause
if you
you-
work hard, you turn to a dragon.
Yeah, it was like one of those things where like you, for the longest time, the only way to like get Magikarp to level up was to like put it in the first slot, then immediately like change it after
Yeah.
after the first turn, so we
Back
get
in my day,
points.
we didn't have experience shares.
Yeah.
There
so
was
like,
EXP share in Gen 1.
Yeah. Well,
Shut up.
but
Go to
yeah, you'd have to like really work to get it
Yeah.
to level up and like have it take up a spot in your team in order for it to become like this really awesome water Pokemon.
Or you could just like wait a few hours and just catch a Gyarados with a fishing rod.
I mean, yeah, but
That sounds
also when you're playing through Pokemon Emerald and it's your first time and you're not allowed to save because you're playing on your cousin's copy, you don't really have time to like mess around with. Oh, maybe I'll catch one of those later.
But
There
you do
is
have,
no
but you
later.
do have time to catch a Magikarp and raise his dumbass.
I had time to catch a Magikarp and just be like, it's cute, and then also like just forget to catch another Pokemon.
Hey,
Yeah.
or you just pay.
This whole
cash
time you're just
money.
like, man, I'm really struggling with just this Magikarp. If only there was something I could do in this game to add to my party roster.
Yeah, I actually didn't train a Magikarp all the way through, and I didn't realize that it became Gyarados because I didn't mess with it, like at all. I just like shoved him off to the side because he only knew Splash and did nothing,
Yeah.
and I hated him. And then the other Pokemon with like the really cute nod is Munna, the little pink and flowery Pokemon that's based off of in like one of the first games where they said that one of like the NPCs you can talk to says that they want them to make a Pokemon that's pink and has flowers.
Yes, they made a fat little psycho pig.
Yeah, he doesn't look very good. He's got a cute shape, but everything else is not good.
Okay. It's pink and has flowers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's horrible.
That's all they asked for.
Yeah.
Fucking monkey's paw Pokemon.
It looks like very weird. Almost like, I know it's supposed to be smoke coming out the front, but it always looks like an umbilical cord, and I don't like
Ugh.
it. Because then it just kind of looks like a gross, flowery fetus.
That's good imagery.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's its name? I gotta look this
It's
up.
Munna? M-U-N-N-A.
Well, the fat one's Musharna.
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's cutesy.
Cute in a like as big as you gross ass pig kind of way, sure.
I
Yeah.
also really like the other design. I like Inklay a lot. The little
Oh.
like squid that's
Okay.
like a blooper.
Yeah, the kid squid.
Yeah, he's so cute. And Celebi's like one of my favorite legendaries.
I like how
the
Inkay
onion
evolves by
Pokemon.
being upside down and angry.
Also, same. Yeah,
That's how I evolve.
that's how the HD remix will come out.
You just gotta,
The
gotta flip you around.
Yeah, Riva 2.8 HD remix
Oh,
Birth by
God.
Sleep.
Uh-huh.
over 2 days. Yeah.
Anybody else have any fun Pokemon tidbits before we move on?
I think we haven't mentioned that Paris is a parasite, or Paris is
Yeah.
the parasite that like ate the crab.
Yeah. Yeah, the Pokemon Parasect is actually just like the mushroom on its back
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and the like weird ass crab thing that it's inside. Also, ew!
Yeah.
I know, he's so
Gross.
Yeah.
I had a
Parasites are
Pokemon
cute.
peck that
no,
once.
he looks.
Ew.
No.
Yeah.
When it's the first version and he's got the little mushrooms,
Pess.
you're like, oh, that's really cute. It's a little like he's pretending to be a mushroom, and then you realize, no, he's not
Nope.
pretending. He
Those
is being
monkeys are mushroom.
consumed.
Now he is a
Oh
mushroom.
my god!
Oh, yeah, the
Please,
mushroom.
someone help him.
I really like the I really like how Parasite looks. I think Parasite looks super cool. I love Paris too though.
I think he's fucking horrifying.
I like.
Did you know
Cyclone.
that the Pokemon Crustle was based on the rock collabs that you grind on in RuneScape? It's not true at all.
I like
I would
Scyther,
believe it.
who's just swords for hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swords for
liking
hands
this
bug. I like a lot of the flavor text that comes with the Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Pony
horrifying
talk and
flavor
jump over
text.
mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you hold,
I still like the
hold
game
Spoink,
theory
it
that
dies.
all Pokédex entries are written by the 10-year-olds they sent down into the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
My Alakazam has an IQ of
10
6
billion.
billion. It's smarter than all of you.
No, Jordy. I held the Spoink, it died.
Oh god, the implications was like, what did I do?
or
Okay, Dan, for
yeah.
reference, Spoink is a horrible Pokemon. He's a little pig that has like a spring for a tail.
It's got the
If it
curly
stops,
pig.
it dies.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
he
God.
always and the flavor text is that if it stops, it dies.
Is there just a ball on its head?
It's
Yeah, it's why he's psychic.
You always talk
It's
about
the Eye of
Mastermind.
Saruman.
I also really like the one. Gosh, it's the sarcophagus.
Cofagrigus.
Yeah, where it's like the souls of the undead are like bound to this, and the same thing with the sword Pokemon.
Actually, Cofagrigus is just based off that one boss from Dark Cloud.
what is it with like Macargo or whatever? Who's the fire snail?
Yeah.
His Pokédex entry is that his shell is like 8,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about almost twice as hot as the surface of the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. Which one's this?
Macargo.
Macarga.
I'm
Mag
Cargo.
Cargo.
Oh, Mag Cargo.
Yeah.
Or
Mad
we
Cargo.
always talk
It's
about
really hot, so like 8,000 degrees.
Yeah.
That's a little too hot.
Or you talk about Golart, who's
God, I think 70's
is
uncomfortable.
fly because Max.
I think
It's like you could not exist within 3 miles of that Pokemon.
Golurk is just the Iron Giant.
Yeah. Well, technically, it's based off like the giant robots.
Yeah, it's a Gundam.
specifically the Iron Giant. But we can train.
He learns Flying Explosion. He's the Iron Giant.
Okay.
my favorite Pokemon is Magmar, whose name in Japanese is Boober.
Also, he's a butthead duck.
Yeah, he looks like he's got boobers on his face.
Yeah.
Or
My favorite Pokemon for its Japanese name is Bulbasaur.
What-
Because
what
its Japanese name is Fushigi Dane, which just means isn't it strange?
mm.
Well, I suppose it is.
Yes.
I just found another one that had like interesting flavor text. Shinininja, if you stare at his back, you'll die.
It sucks your soul out of your face.
What?
Yes.
Which is really interesting because when you throw it out, you look dead in its fucking back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shinininja's really, really cool because like when you evolve
It has 1 health.
yeah, it
Well,
has one
because
health.
you involved Nincada,
Yeah,
and then if you have an extra party spot, you also get the shell of the Pokemon that it as a cicada evolves into.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
There aren't a whole lot of clever evolutions like that.
Yeah. No, I can't think of any clever evolutions. Yeah, it's really cool. I was gonna say something else. Gosh darn it.
Oh, Oddish is a Mandrake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Harry Potter.
Yeah. It's a little screaming plant
Originating
baby
in
that'll,
Harry Potter.
Originating in Harry Potter.
Originating from
the,
Harry
the Harry Potter mythos.
Yeah.
Actually, Shedinja is based on Mercy from Overwatch.
Totally.
I don't get this.
Thank
out
you,
of my
Jordy,
face.
for
I'm not-
confirming.
So if I look at the back of that Pokemon, I die.
So
Yeah.
everyone who
No,
looked
you
at
don't
Mercy's
die.
ass during the Halloween update is fucking toast.
Yeah.
Fucking dead.
You don't die. You just lose your soul.
Oh, I really like the flavor text for. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the sword.
Honedge.
Pokemon. Yeah, Honedge, where it's like the soul of like a warrior. And
Yeah.
It's like
It's
angry.
actually a JoJo stand.
Yeah.
It's a Nubis.
Never mind, I take it back.
We can just
I
go
don't
to-
like it anymore.
Go to flavor text for Kadabra, where some kid woke up and he turned into a Kadabra.
He just woke up and he was a monster.
He's a Pokemon.
Just
Isn't
like
that
Mastermind.
like how the Pokemon dungeon games
Yeah.
become the Pokemon?
Yeah.
Which are great roguelikes, by the way.
Hey, they're it qualifies. It qualifies. It
Yeah,
qualifies.
Dan. Did you ever finish that?
No, I didn't. I mean, I have like a million other things I gotta do. I thought it was pretty cool though.
Yeah. Another Pokemon that's got a really interesting backstory is Sableye, which is based on something that happened close to our hearts in Kentucky, called the Hopkinsville Encounter,
Oh yeah.
which was a family who like lived out in this home shack or something or other, some odd years ago. It was like pretty recent, like 60s or something.
Yeah.
They said that they had seen just like a bunch of these like little imp-like creatures with like gems for eyes, just like terrorizing them and like running around the outside of their house and whatnot. And when they told the reporter and he drew the image, it's just like dead on Sableye. So it's really clear that's what they based that on. Like he's got like the little like creepy ass smile and he's like a ghost, but like kind of not a ghost because he's dark.
Yeah.
Because there's not an alien type. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Sableye's the less buff version, I guess.
The less buff version.
How is
Yeah.
this buff?
Dude, look at his pecs.
Dude.
Yeah.
But our listeners can't see that, so we shouldn't talk about it.
I'll hold it for
Well-
the microphone.
Please.
Go
look up the
look
buttons
at
on the counter.
his pecs at the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a manly man. Imp.
Yeah.
Another fun one, and actually the last one I have on my list is Dunsparce, who's based on the Tsuchinoko, which was in Japanese myth. It's basically like Japanese Bigfoot if Bigfoot was like a weird snail thing.
Interesting.
And he's 30 to 80 centimeters long, sometimes invisible, and he's got like big ass head. The way they translated that into Pokemon is Dunsparce is bigger than me.
Yeah. Well, no, he's like 4'11".
He's fucking huge though. He's
He's
wide.
4'11".
He's not 4'11".
He's 4'11", but he's bulky.
Okay,
Like,
Yeah.
but 4'11" is also like I'm 5 feet tall. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm 1 inch taller than Dunsparce. I don't like that.
yeah, and you find him in Dark Cave in Pokemon Crystal. So can you imagine just like walking around there and then you trip over big human-sized bug thing?
Or we talk about Ferret,
Yeah, it's
which is
pretty
6 feet tall.
I
Yeah,
know,
for
like,
it's tall as fuck.
I just imagine every
Yes.
every Pokemon, like the way that I think about them, it's a really cool thing that they put in like the Pokedex, that you like eventually end up unlocking is like the height, like an actual like size comparison between like your trainer, and your trainer is like assumed to be, you know, like my height, like
Yeah,
5'4"
like 5.
or whatever, because they're young, like 10, 14.
Yeah, those 5'4", 10-year-olds.
Yeah. Look.
You know that's the Japanese like male height average.
Yeah. And then we talk about Wailord, who's like 47 feet tall.
3 billion feet tall. Yeah,
And, like,
big.
Yeah.
Who would actually float on the water.
But like I always forget that Pokemon aren't just all like the same size. That's like
Yeah.
the detail that they put in is that they're all different heights and stuff. So then when you finally get to see in like the Pokedex, like, oh, this Pokemon is actually like 8
Real
stories
big.
tall. Holy shit! Yeah, it's especially because like it's a sprite game, so it's hard to.
Well, yeah, because when you throw like Vullaby next to like Kyogre, and they're like Kyogre's like twice as big as Vullaby, but actually he's a million times bigger.
Or Diglett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or my favorite Joltik, the tiny little. He's so small.
He's like, what, 2 inches?
Yeah, he's so
Yeah.
tiny.
I'm pretty sure Joltik is the only one who's under a foot tall.
No, there's
No,
a
the
couple of
Diglett's
other
like
ones.
6 inches.
I know he's 0.1 meter. He's 4 inches. Joltik, I'm pretty sure, is the smallest Pokemon.
Joltik is perfect. So
Yeah,
tiny.
and if you go to his page on Bulbapedia, there's a picture of him next to a Beartic for size comparison, and I can't see Joltik. Oh no, there he is.
Yeah.
He's really tiny.
No, I can't.
He's very tiny, very small, very lovable.
Also, he's a spider. Kill him.
No, the horrible
tick.
spider ones. Yeah, he's a tick. There are horrible spider
Kill
Pokemon
that.
that I
Arbok's
hate.
11 feet long.
It's like Spinner
Yeah.
or something.
Who is?
Arbok?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real big.
And it's also too in the Pokemon anime, like they don't, especially in the older episodes, where like Arbok is a little more like more of a mainstay of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team Rocket.
Team Rocket. Yeah, they don't show the 11 feet very well,
Yeah.
but he's
He's really long.
big.
Or Charizard, who's about 5'7", our size.
Yeah, Charizard, who is only 7 inches taller than me, but you would think Charizard would be huge.
Yeah, because Ash rides it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that video of them like passing by and you're just like screaming. Look at like Weedle's so tiny too, which makes sense because they're
Yeah,
bugs
it's
and
Yeah.
like bugs are tiny and
a
small.
caterpillar.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
Pidgeot's bigger than a human.
Yeah, and then like you
Yeah.
get to the stuff where it's like this should be bird-sized, but it's not. It's
Hero is like
person-sized.
the size of your daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine specifically.
Yeah.
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 Ours.
The unspoken daughter.
Your gay little child.
We have 3 children.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but the people listening don't know this joke.
Yeah, it's like
Nor can they see the videos we keep showing.
yeah, the Pokemon size thing really messes me up every time I think about it. But Joltik is tiny and I love him, and he's good.
It's great.
I like Bonsai because he's a houseplant, but he's also part of the pot.
Yeah.
But he's also rock, and I hate it.
That's
But he's got pants.
Sudowoodo is my favorite named Pokemon because
Yeah.
it took me until I was playing Pokemon Coliseum like a few years ago, and I was just sitting there. I was like, Sudowoodo. Oh! Sudowoodo. Oh!
Yeah, it's like I've gotten pretty good at like when it comes to the new Pokemon games. I really do try to avoid like spoilers as much as possible. And for myself, for some reason, I consider spoilers like Pokedex entries, so I won't look stuff up.
Oh no, Casey, you ruined the Pokedex entry.
No, it's fine. I won't look stuff up, so I like to try to rely on design to see what types things are. So I always forget that Sudowoodo is rock and it's not grass.
Yeah.
And then I just
You swirl out your fire and then it gets killed.
yeah.
Also, Sudowoodo is my favorite Pokemon in the anime
Yep.
because everyone just like wanted to find him so they could figure out what the fuck he was, and he just kept going like Sudowoodo, and just sprints away like a Cactar from Final Fantasy, and he
My
just
favorite-
stands there doing like a JoJo pose with his little tree hands.
My favorite is Regigigas and the horrible noises it makes. Even
Play the
worse
noise.
than Kricketune. Kricketune from the games. It's really weird now that the Pokemon in the games still make
The cries and not.
the screeching, except for Pikachu now. Pikachu says
It's.
Pikachu in the game.
Pikachu. In the
I
game.
understand it's mascotism or whatever, but it's still just kind of like. But he's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But we agree that Starly and Starmie have the best cries.
Yeah, it's no, Kricketune the best. But the noise that Regigigas makes in the anime is just terrible because he's just yeah.
Yeah, that's getting picked up horribly. Should stop.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah, it's just bad. He makes like horrible glitch noises. And I just wish if they were gonna do the voices, they should just go all or nothing.
Can we take a moment just to
Put them in
appreciate
for
the fact
everybody.
that, like, whenever you guys mention Pokemon, I just see Dan just like,
What the hell is
okay.
that thing?
Yeah.
What the fuck's a Sudowoodo?
Yeah, looking at Sudowoodo, you would think that it would be like a plant-based Pokemon. Yeah, and then you like try to use a fire type, but it's rock, so the fire doesn't do anything. So then you're just like
Big wood.
crying. Yeah.
Also, Sudowoodo has the most adorable dweeby ass face. I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great.
it's like on the same like principle as like Ditto.
No, you know what he looks like?
So
He looks like Gooey from Kirby's Dream Land 3.
Yeah. Ditto is one of my favorite Pokemon, and what I really, really want. I really want a Pikachu plush with the Ditto face on it.
Yeah.
Because the Ditto face makes
They make those now.
everything.
Yeah.
I know, but they're like very hard to find if you live
Looking
in,
at their website
if
where
you
they sell
look
them.
in Kentucky.
This.
Yeah.
If you're not ordering them from their
Just
website,
like watching
Yeah,
Dan's
and
face,
paying
just like
$1 million for shipping.
they're the same. They're not that much. It's about what it would be on Amazon.
I have Amazon Prime, so maybe I'll go to Amazon. This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Actually, please give us money. No, but yeah, Ditto's one of my favorites. For purely design, the same thing with Gulpin. Like I can't ever use Ditto because Ditto, the only move he knows is to like copy the Pokemon that you throw him out against, and then he gets that Pokemon's moveset and everything.
I like the strategy in competitive Pokemon where because it is hidden abilities that he transforms automatically. So you give him a choice scarf. So he has like 1.5 times speed, but he's locked into one move. So you just throw them out, and you're a faster version of them, and you kill them
Yeah.
and take their body.
Okay, that's really cool.
I
Just Highlander them.
my one dream for the Pokemon game series is whenever you throw out the Ditto and it transforms, that it keeps the face.
Oh yeah.
That's all I want. Is I just want the Ditto face on the, because that's like my favorite part of the anime is that's how they show that it's a Ditto, is
Yeah,
because
I
he's
get-
got the little face and the
I get
smile.
why they don't do it, man, because that's like, what, 900 sprites you just gotta do a Ditto face on. Just
No,
remove
okay.
the face.
I mean, they could just like redraw it on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when they
Dialga,
publish-
I like the picture
Oh
that.
my Dialga. It's just-
Yeah, it's like that's one of my favorite like things from.
I think we're all googling Ditto Dialga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I.
Ditto Dialga.
Yeah. Ditto is perfect, and he's great. He's just I don't like using him, because I play Pokemon in a very particular way.
Alright.
Yeah,
Tell me you
he's
found
so
it.
good,
Oh,
Dan.
it's great.
And
Oh,
like,
Dan found the best one.
It's pretty good.
No, quickly, I want
Oh,
to.
Well, they
Put
they
it-
can't
put it
see
up
it,
on
so let's
the-
move on.
Yeah, sure. The kid.
you can
We
put it
should
on the-
stop showing stuff that people can't hear.
Yeah, he's perfect and great. Hold on.
So do we have any other fun Pokemon to talk about?
That's
Any other
fun.
designs before we wrap it up?
I do have like a question thing.
Sure.
What's the at what point do you draw the line between a design being good and gimmicky? Like unknown, you consider it kind of gimmicky, so
Not really, because I think Unknown has a place. Because I don't think every Pokemon has to be like good at battling to be
right,
interesting.
right.
I also don't really think there's a problem with gimmicky Pokemon. Because gimmicky to someone else is like inspired to me.
Yeah, it's also one of those things where like most of the Pokemon aren't really gimmicky, so it's not
Yeah.
like
Right.
everything is like some pun or like
Yeah, and I mean like, yeah, Magnemite is like magnet Pokemon. Cool. Like that's not really gimmicky so much as that's just like what its design is based on. And that's just how Pokemon's always been.
Yeah.
So I don't think gimmicky in a negative sense exists in Pokemon as far as their designs, or at least so far. There's nothing that I would really say is problematically gimmicky or anything.
yeah. I think that there's some cheesy designs,
Yeah.
but not anything like
Very few designs offend me for being like phoned in, or like some of them just look bad, I think, but none of them are just like, oh, that's based on something stupid or anything
Except for
like
the
that.
lipfish.
Well, okay, but it's still based. It's following suit with the thing it's based on, though.
But I hate it.
Yeah,
I
but
just-
I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it, but
It's
not for that.
The only like I can forgive.
Garfield cat.
Yes, I can forgive Garfield because it's based on like a specific cat. I think the
Yeah.
a short hair.
Yeah.
I forget exactly which kind it is, but that cat was also bred to look the way that it does, which is to say stupid. He looks like it looks like it's just a huge like nerd. And so
He's living.
yeah, and so Persian was bred to be sort of the same in Alola, so I can forgive that. I just hate the fish with the lips. Just it's the only one that like I just cannot like. It makes me angry to see it. I hate it.
I think that's the only Pokemon out
Colors.
of Gen 6 that I don't like.
The colors are offensive.
Gen 7?
The mouth
Yeah,
is
Gen 7.
offensive. I hate it.
Although I think by and large, Gen 7 is the best designed group of Pokemon so far.
Yeah, it's one of those things where that's the only one that I just genuinely do not like. Like I usually, whenever I play through Pokemon the first time, or whenever I get a new one and play through it for the first time, I usually go for what team looks the coolest, not necessarily is good, because I can always just grind to be like 10 levels ahead of everybody and just destroy them, which is usually what I end up doing anyway.
Well, it's not gonna be the case we're gonna have with Ice Sandslash, because God, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, so usually I make my first team based off of just like what Pokemon looks coolest, and I have a very hard time like trying to decide what sort of like group I want to go for, because they're all really really cool except for the stupid fish.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the Pokemon is a bug that looks like a Minecraft texture.
Or Grandpa
Yeah,
Dragon.
and he's
Or,
great.
yeah, and there's also Grampy Dragon and like
All of
Sex Pheromone Salamander Lizard.
I'm
And then furry bait sex pheromone lizard.
Yeah.
I'm all about the bug bus. Choo choo, all aboard.
The Buzz.
Yeah, well,
I like
every-
Swolebuzz or Buzzwole.
Buzz.
the all of the the bus bug. They're all like based off of like modes of transportation. Like the last one, like specifically looks like a drone, which is pretty cool. But he's great. And oh shoot, I'm trying to remember. I really like the Sandcastle.
Sandygast and
Yeah.
Palisand.
I'm so running that.
I typically don't like. It's Ghost, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and I typically don't use Ghost, but I might have to try to get over that.
Ghost is best.
I like Wishy Washy.
Yeah, I like
The
names
fish that
too.
becomes a shitload of fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the names too for a lot of these.
Yeah, they're all just like really goofy, and
I love them. They're all.
I like
good.
Orikurio, the four
Fancy
different
bird.
bird designs.
Oh yes, and okay. So I'm
They're-
just gonna have a team that's like those.
Yeah, I'm using all 4 of them.
And my starter, because I can't ever do Nuzlocke challenges because like I just become ridiculously attached to Pokemon.
After your first one,
So
it doesn't matter.
my starter is always in my team,
Yeah.
like throughout the
Right.
whole game because I just can't like
Yeah.
bear to put them in the box, which is apparently they're not going in boxes anymore, which makes me feel better as like a person who thinks that these little polygons that live inside my DS have feelings. Like I want them to. But yeah, no, I didn't realize that like the Pokemon Ami from 7 and then the remakes of Hoenn actually.
Thank you for pronouncing that right. I hate when people say Pokemon Amie because it's supposed to be like Mon Ami.
Yeah, well, I
This is
say
French,
I'm just
Ami,
upset.
and then I also say that it's Reggie Fils-Ami, and it
Phil's
makes
aim.
and it makes everybody really mad. But Pokemon Ami is I didn't realize that it just like that if you use it because like the whole thing is that you can play games with the Pokemon and like pet them and feed them and just become like good friends.
And it
with
looks
them.
really funny when Giratina's just snacking on a muffin.
Yeah, and it's really great when like these huge like scary Pokemon are just like
the underworld.
Just
but yeah, I didn't realize that like getting the hearts up for a while would make them like land critical like hits more often, or even just like be able to dodge attacks or heal themselves out of love, which like the first time that happened I was like, this is insane. But so my team accidentally became very overpowered because I spent like 3 hours like petting them all and feeding them because I love my Pokemon too much. Like I become so attached to them that I spent like 3 hours just petting them, and then they were all like super strong and like landing critical hits like every other round. It's like Mozilla got a critical hit because it loves its trainer so much. I'm like, what?
That's really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a question about the Pokemon universe.
Sure.
So what does everybody eat?
Don't ask the question.
Dan.
They do explicitly say in one of the TV episodes of the Tauros Burger.
Ugh.
One of the early ones where they
Yeah.
like.
So there are friend Pokemon and food Pokemon.
Yeah. They do explicitly like milk tanks for
Well, even
For
Milk Tank does that.
Okay.
yeah. Well, yeah, Miltank also sucks on its own udder to restore health, which
Uh,
is fucking weird.
Whoa.
That's
Because
some,
it can use milk drink, and what's even weirder is Chansey can use what is
Soft-boiled?
soft boiled. It eats its own egg out of its pouch.
I don't think that. I like the fact that as soon as it pulls it out, there's a new one pops up.
Yeah, it's Pokemon's weird.
Yeah.
Stop
Everyone
thinking about
eats berries and puffins, which are made of berries. So shut up.
Yeah.
But there's a book in Generation 4 where you're reading about like Pokemon religion basically. But there's a story about like if you when you eat Magikarp, you're supposed to like take the remainder of its bones and throw them back in the lake, and it'll reappear as a new Magikarp.
Wait. I thought you couldn't eat Magikarp because it was literally just bones.
That's what it says in the anime. But in the book in Gen 4 it says like it basically says like the Native American philosophy of like use every part of the animal and like return it to the earth.
Okay.
yeah. Pokemon's got like a weird amount of like religion in it, but it's
Yeah.
hidden.
They're trying really hard to like not admit that people eat Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Also,
mean,
also that, yeah.
yeah, because like it's hard to deal with the everyone eats your favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like especially for like a little kid. Like Like your Pokemon trainers like probably going home and then like eating.
Because
your Pokemon.
they also imply that all Pokemon are sentient in some way or another.
Yeah.
So the moment you eat one, that's a crime.
Yeah.
Well, at least nobody eats my favorite, Gengar. You can't eat Gengar.
I bet Gyarados tries.
It tastes like
I
shit.
could try.
But yes, they don't. Yeah, they don't ever like explicitly. I like thinking back on it now. A lot of the meals that they eat are like more vegetarian leaning.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
because they
which makes
don't-
sense for that universe.
And
Yeah.
But even plants are sentient, though.
Not all of
No.
them.
Yeah.
Some of them. They could be eating Cherubi.
Or a Bonsly.
But I think that at that point it stops becoming a plant and starts becoming a Pokemon, which would like, be an
That's
animal.
an interesting question. Do plant Pokemon have plant cells or animal cells?
Now you're.
That's the
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Fungus. They're all fungus.
That's
Oh,
not for me to
yeah.
answer, Dan.
Okay.
You gotta ask.
Ask yourself.
You gotta ask Reggie Fils and me.
Gotta ask Reggie Filsheim to tell you.
Reggie fills me up.
God.
Well, I think on that note, I think we're done.
Good night, everybody.
My desire to continue speaking has been lost. Have a good night. We'll be back. What's our topic next week?
Our next week is game preservation.
Yes, which is a topic I very much care about.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting.
Yeah, so join us again at 6 p.m. EST, same place,
Same bat
same time, relatively speaking. Where can they find us, Dan?
You can find us at twitchtv.com/respawn lounge.
Respawn_lounge.
Oh, respawn_lounge. Thank you very
Gordon.
much. And you can also find us on YouTube at Respawn Lounge.
And you can also find us at Twitter at Respawn Lounge. You can also email us at respawnloungeofficial@gmail.com if you have any topics you want us to go over, if you want to be on the show, if you want to write us a letter and we'll read it on the air, unless it says something racist or weird,
Send us
then I probably won't.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we are in the process of ironing out a dedicated streaming schedule. If anyone's listening to this, they may have noticed that we have been going up and, I in particular have been streaming Pokemon battles on Pokemon Showdown. I've been playing some Fire Emblem. I played some Castlevania a couple weeks ago. We are working on getting something that'll be more streamlined, more time dedicated. So I'm still filling out my class registration and my work schedule for next semester, but that's when that's going to begin. In the meantime, I'm just going to kind of stream at my whimsy. But I'll be around. I will notify on Twitch and on the Facebook account because we also have our Respawn Lounge Facebook now.
Ooh, check it out.
So if you need to get in touch with us, any of those places work. And until next time, have a good night.